What is up, y'all? It's Z, and welcome back to another video. So today we're doing another sit down video. Make sure you watch the last video that I uploaded. It actually was 3 years post-op top surgery vlog. It kind of had a lot of layers to it. For the people who are asking about my beard routine, it's in that video. Around 6 minutes and 7 seconds is when it starts, if you want to just get that. I drop a lot of tips and stuff like that too. I'll do an official one, like a standalone video, but right now it is within that vlog. And then within that vlog, I also did a sit down video where I was kind of talking about like my role in the patriarchy as a trans man. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you like that video. Go check it out. It's a longer video, so if you guys are into that, definitely check that out. If not, watch it in sections. But yeah, either way, welcome back to the video. Today we're actually going to be talking about just elevation and enlightenment and things like that, because I think a lot of people they get blinded by the view of their current perspective. And when I say that, I mean like their current situation, current environment. They think that is like that's their final destination, when in reality, if you have dreams, goals, etc., like if you visualize and see those things in your mind, then the possibility is there that you can bring that into life. You just have to be able to be dedicated to it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be dedicated to the journey of making that thing come to life. A lot of people give up because they're like, either it's taking too long, or they don't have the patience, or they don't feel like they have the energy or whatever. Like maybe they feel like they're being lazy towards getting this goal completed. But I like to go by the ideology of like Nipsey Hussle, of that brick by brick, that marathon, that step by step, like just a day at a time kind of approach to it all. Because like these goals that you may have may seem really grandeur to you and really large and really like just unattainable, but in reality you can attain them. You just have to have that faith in yourself. Like nobody's gonna believe in you more than you. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect anybody to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And like it starts off with that positive self-talk, really like building that confidence in yourself. Affirmations do a lot for you. In affirmations, people talk about it a lot. And I remember before I got into doing affirmations and, really believing it, before I was just like, I don't understand this concept. Like I can't see how this could be helpful. But then, I started doing affirmations. I started to speak life into myself. I started to speak, everything in like, I just started to speak positively. I started to change my language. I started to change the way that I approach life and the way I see life. Perspective, changing your perspective can truly change your entire life. Like if you, like yesterday's video that I made, I talked about how, like you can look at all the negative and all the BS in the world, or you can look at all the blessings in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a matter of choice in the perspective that you choose to see. There's a lot to be negative about. There's a lot of things that you could say, oh, like this is not an ideal experience, but we create our reality. So if you believe that, then that's going to be the case. But if you wake up every day and go, I'm glad that I woke up and I have an opportunity to do something great or to experience something great, then that will happen for you. There's used to be this like saying, or almost like an affirmation, is like, universe, show me something miraculous today. Show me something like amazing today. And I also used to say things like, my human body does not know, the possibility and capability that my spirit self and my spirit and my soul know. Because I know, like, in my non-physical body, my mind, my spirit, my conscious, like, is very aware of the possibility that anything is possible. But in this human body, doubt is definitely a natural feeling that we need to negate and fight on a daily basis. Because not only is doubt present within ourselves sometimes, especially with our brain is ran by, hormones and chemicals. So there's all types of things that pop into your brain. You have to learn how to question your thoughts, question your mind, and don't believe everything your mind tells you, because everything your mind tells you is not to your benefit. It's not always going to be to your benefit. So you have to learn how to question those thoughts and see what resonates with you and move forward from there. But, all that to say, I used to say, like, I need the universe to show me, like, the faith that I have in my spirit. I want you to show my body that it's okay to believe and trust that. But like I was saying, like, doubt is present within us because of the way our minds are set up as human beings. But also when it comes to the outside world not only feeds you doubts, they feed you fear. They feed you all these negative emotions on top of the automatic negative thoughts that you already have. So it's just a matter of pushing past yourself. Like, anything's possible, but you are the main obstacle. You're the only obstacle between you and your goals. So it's a matter of, like, overcoming that self-doubt, overcoming this feeling of not being enough, and realizing, like, I am enough. I have all the tools I need right now to get to where I want to go. It's truly just a dedication to yourself. You have to be dedicated to that journey if you want it to come to life. And in so many ways and forms in my life, I have made things that were in my mind, in my conscious, in my subconscious, I've made them come to reality, whether it be negative things, positive things, or just things that, are neutral. And for me, I try to see the world as not good and bad. I think everything has a place in this world, so you may have an experience that you may see as bad, but everything happens for a reason. So this experience will be leading to the next one for you. So, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I just wanted to share, this message. And, I do want to get back into my podcast, but if you haven't listened to my podcast, I do drop a lot of, insightful, knowledge within those episodes that can help you, build up that strength to really trust yourself and trust your journey. But all that to say too, like, I want to share my story a little bit as well, because on my way to where I'm at right now, I was walking over to where I'm at right now, and I saw somebody with a red bag, which actually I thought it was a DoorDash bag. It wasn't. It was just like a reusable bag. But it made me think, I want to make this video today because I want to talk about evolution, because I have had a major evolution in many different ways. I mean, in the most obvious way, transition, but in a less obvious way, and a way that you may not be too aware of, is, the fact that I literally went from, in the DoorDash bag. So I used to live on the East Coast in the South. I'm originally from Connecticut, but after like a certain age, around 7 years old, is when I moved to the South just to be with family and stuff like that. And I really didn't have a choice in, like, staying in Connecticut. I probably would, like, as a kid, I would always, like, I wouldn't be resentful, but I definitely will always think, like, I wish I stayed in Connecticut. But, like I said before, everything happens for a reason. So, living in the South and stuff like that, and having the experiences I have, being discriminated against for the multiple intersectionalities that I've experienced. And then also when it comes to, like, my career, and, because I always wanted to be an artist. I didn't always want to be an artist, actually. As a kid, I actually low-key, like, resented the idea of being an artist because it's so unstable and things like that. And that was just more so fed off of stigma, just fed off of stigma that the world puts around, artists and creating your own path. Obviously, because the world wants you to, lean on the society around us to complete our goals, when in reality we could just pour into ourselves and follow what our purpose is, and we'll always be successful. We'll always be happy if we follow within, we follow our internal intuition. But with that being said, like, 2020 is pandemic happened, and I left college to start my own business, which is what I'm wearing right now is one of the pieces from my apparel brand, that Room, that I made. And even the brand itself, Room, is like, I wanted to create, literally, I was like, I want to create space. That was the slogan, create space. And I had to create space in the world for me, because I lived in a world, and I still live in a world, which is America at the moment, where, and even America, the society, the Western ideology is ran by the whole world believes in it. A majority of the world believes in these Western ideologies that don't necessarily welcome people like me into it. So I had to create space for myself. And, so I left college and I started my business. And not too long after I left, one of the professors asked me to come back and speak about my business and, present and have a presentation on my business. So I did a public speech at my university that I left to start my business on my business, as I'm saying, everything happens for a reason. So, so moving down the line, I ended up having to go back into the workforce. And then, so I was, working, doing a lot of work. Of course, still focusing on my creative endeavors and things like that. And I always kept a side hustle of like doing digital art and freelance design and things like that, so I could make extra money here and there. Fast forward down to so I was living in North Carolina at this time. Further down the line, I ended up living in South Carolina for a little, and I had a really bad experience there when I was doing social media management for a influencer. And it was not a good time. I think I will want to do a story time on that separately. But it was I was dealing with a narcissist, a very like manipulative person, a very hateful person. And clearly that hate stemmed from hate for themselves, because they just projected it on everybody around them. So, but that being said, I got out of that situation. I ended up moving to Georgia. And in Georgia, I was trying to do my own thing. I was hustling, bro. Like, that's why I brought up the DoorDash thing. I was hustling. I was doing DoorDash, Grubhub, Roadie, like all these different apps. I had like multiple apps that I was doing at the same time, just trying to make ends meet, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to save up so I could like build this life for myself. And then, I ended up getting a job at a veterinary hospital. And that's when I started working in vet med. As a kid, I used to want to be a veterinarian, but then I kind of shifted my focus when I started to be creative. And I'm like, I want to be a filmmaker. I want to be a director. So that's why I went to school. I went to school for communications. I double majored in communication and visual communications, because I feel like those aspects could help me with the film side. But I was like, I can use this to get a stable job in like, PR, public relations, or, marketing or something like that. And then the end goal is to be a director and filmmaker. And I still do want to make films and things like that, but I have so many goals in this life. It's like I can achieve them all, but, I'm taking it one at a time, so that way I can, master these different things over time. So yeah, when in Georgia, I did a year and some change of being in veterinary medicine. That gave me the experience I needed to work anywhere I wanted to. There's vet hospitals, because everybody's got pets all over the world. So vet med is present in every part of the world. So I can go anywhere I want. I have that experience, and I would be able to get a job to create stability for myself in order to fuel my creative passions and, fuel my business and things like that. So, if I gave up, if I just, was like, this is it for me, like this hustle life, this mindset of having to get up every day and hustle for money is like, if I gave up then, I wouldn't be here. So now I'm sitting here in a place that I've always wanted to live, and I feel more at home than I ever have. I'm in a place that is a safe space for a person like me, despite having, I have interactions here and there, but it's not as constant as it was when I was living in the Southeast, so I moved out west, in November of last year, and I'm so happy, I don't have to have a bunch of side hustles, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to have one job, I have a full-time job, and then I'm able to, take care of myself, but also focus on my creative endeavors, focus on my business, building my business. And I have major goals. The reason I moved out here, I have a major goal, is I want to build like a artist commune, but also like I also want to build a space for, people, especially trans and queer people who don't have homes and need transitional housing from going to one stage of their life to another, whether that be not having a home to, building up something stable, so that way they can have access to, the things that they want, need, and desire. But all that being said, I just kept the faith, and, now I just feel like I'm in a whole different space, and I just continue to be enlightened. And like I said in the last video, like I continue to, reach my higher self pass the baton and continue that and repeat and repeat and repeat and just continue to be a better version of myself on a daily basis. So all that being said, like, just trust the process, you know what I'm saying? Trust the process, trust your intuition, and, you know, plan. Write it down, you know, like, you might have all these ideas in your mind. For me, especially, like, just the way I am, I have so many ideas. Like, you know, my life path number is 1, and 1 is the idea, you know what I'm saying? Is ideas itself, is the creation and thought of an idea. So I have so many ideas naturally, so I just learned to just write them down. Like, I have notes, like notes on my phone, notes in books, notes in everywhere. Like, I just write it down, like, because you're not always able to tackle these things right now. You know, sometimes you have to give yourself the time to go ahead and make these things happen for yourself. But it's like, it takes that time and patience. You know, you have to be able to give yourself the grace to trust the ebbs and flows of life, because everything's not going to be at a constant. This life is not built like that. This life is meant to go up and down and all that. You know, you might be at a peak in your life, but when you feel in those stoops and those depths of those lows, feel that, because it's temporary. All these feelings are temporary. You just have to let life flow. But all that being said, I'm going to show y'all a little bit of the river here. Because it honestly is inspiring. Nature is inspiring. If you ever feel lost, or, you know, you feel like you don't know what's next, find peace, you know, find silence, you know. Some people can't sit in silence, and I think that is a very troubling thing. When I meet people that can't be still or can't be silent, you know, it shows that there's some work to be done with themselves, you know, to heal something within themselves, because there's something in their mind that they don't want to hear. You know, there's something within themselves that they don't want to, you know, they don't want to experience because it may be too painful, you know. So yeah, but, you know, I encourage you to, you know, face that person and face that voice within that you're running from, because it could be telling you something that you need to hear. It could be influencing you to make a change that is much needed within your life. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing day and a better rest of your week. And let me show you what flow looks like. Let me show you how unpredictable life can be, you know, because I feel like this river that I'm looking at over here is very similar to life, you know. As you can see, man, the river, look at that. That's all your past, you know. That's your past. And you're moving forward. You're flowing forward. Life is flowing forward. And of course, it's rocky. It can be rocky. There are ripples and tides. There's resistance. There's obstacles. But at the end of the day, you can overcome. And you keep going. You keep going. So I just encourage you to just step into the flow of life and just go with it. When you have something that is challenging, you know, understand that it's only temporary. Feel those feelings and understand, okay, I don't want to be in this experience. Well, just understand that this is not going to last forever, you know, and you will continue on as long as you just keep going, and you'll meet your goals, and you'll meet your higher self, and you'll continue to. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your day and a better rest of your week. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.